Have you ever heard the tale of the Tal'Doran Iron Legions? Men of iron, men of steel, those who held Poricon Gap, those who held steadfast at Calvin Valley. The Tal'Doran Legions, legions of iron. They never faltered, they always stood fast against all the odds. They even made dragons shy of that cold, cold iron. The Tal'Doran Iron Legions, iron to a man. They would never flee nor fall when they knew they stood a chance. When they knew there was even the slightest chance that their sacrifice would keep their friends alive a moment more. Did they ever tell you the tale of the Iron King? So powerful, so mighty that he had to be put to sleep. That the gods could not trust him with his power, and so he was put to sleep in his iron throne. So when the day would come when he would be needed, when the Iron City would be in their darkest hour, he would rise alongside his sentinel guard and those who guarded him, the Iron Sentinels, and all the rest. And that day would come during the Great War, the war that would end all wars, the wars of all the layers. It would engulf the world in blood. The Iron Legions were on the forefront. And so, when the Eternal League sieged the Iron Capital, when they laid siege to the Iron Lands, for 6 long years the cities endured. For 6 long years they battered at the gates, they battered at the walls. And finally, when they took the first, third, and fourth layer, 3 remained. But nonetheless, the Iron Legion stood in defense. Nonetheless, they fought like lions to save their capital. For 6 long years, the Iron Legion stood in defense of their home. For 6 long years, they would not surrender, and the blood ran red. The sewers engulfed in blood, the skies painted red and gray. For millions and millions of fighter planes flew across the sky. The Iron Legion would not give up control of the air. So it would not be a sky you saw. It would be the color of a fighter in the sky. And they would say 100 miles away they could hear the fighting, they could hear the booms. And so yet the Iron Legion yet stood. But the thing that was never touched was the Iron Throne Room, where the Sentinels and the Phoenix Guard stood guard. The Iron Ladies, the Iron Phoenixes, the guards of the king who chose to be frozen with them during his time. And they stood there still, their eternal watch over their eternal king, the Iron Lord. And so at the darkest hour, the darkest night, when all hope seemed lost, they were breaching the 4th level. See, they would break through, there was only 2 layers to remain. And don't let this fool you, the Iron City was not taken yet. All across the layers, resistance popped up, in and out, they made their strikes. Guerrilla warfare at its finest. The Iron Legion will not see their city fall. But at the darkest hour, the darkest night, as they battered down the layers' gates, Our king awoke from his slumber. The iron ladies, the iron phoenixes answered his call. The sentinel guard of old, unfrozen, returned to duty. And so the Iron King raised his sword. To war he would go, not seen in 2,000 years. The Iron Lord made his stand. The Iron Lord raised his city with him. And out of the ground came iron legions, long old, long foretold. For it was said with the legend, when the Iron King would rise, when the Iron Lord would awake, the sky would thunder and the ground would rumble as he went to war in his city's darkest hour. With the power electrifying him, he jumped off into the midst of battle, followed by his guards. It gave his people hope. It gave his iron people hope to live another day, hope to fight another hour. And with that, an all-out attack was called for. Every man, every woman was put to the front. And so they charged with their king, long foretold. They swept the Eternal League off the layers, bit by bit. 6 years it took them to capture them, and only ended in just 3 days. They took them all back. The Iron Legion would not be defeated, not this time. And just as they swooped them out of the layers of their capital, the Iron Legion broke through the blockade. They pummeled right through and kept on going, but no one said they had to stop, not one moment's rest. Not while their city, not while their people were in danger. And so the Iron Legion swung like a hammer and an anvil down on their enemies. The Iron Legion would survive this day. They would follow their king, they would follow his sentinels. Their Eternal League caught in the middle. Rage filled the air. The ground would run red with blood. The Iron Lord would stand victorious against all the odds. All hail the Iron King.